we have with us Republican strategist Ford O'Connell, American University executive in residence Capri Cafaro, and Americans for Tax Reform President Grover Norquist. Good to see all you guys. Your reaction to what you heard, Ford?
Well, I'm going to say this. Basically, the White House understands that they need to get a legislative win, and they need to move on to tax reform and not get caught up in the political quicksand of the Obamacare repeal. Look, if congressional Republicans want to repeal and replace Obamacare, they can under budget reconciliation. But now is not the time to stop the momentum, particularly when 73% of Americans, according to the latest Fox poll, want to see tax reform. So let's get it going, and everything the White House does moving forward needs to be sold. One is a jobs bill, or two is something that improves the lives of average Americans. If they do that, they'll get the public back on their side and they'll have the momentum.
Yeah, Capri, I don't know how they do that, though, when they're stuck talking about Nunes and Russia. Yep. You know, that's what we heard mostly about in this press conference yet again today.
You know, it's really frustrating, frankly. I mean, you know, we need to get into the business of governing, and you know, the Nunes situation is I think somewhat important. We need to understand what has happened there. I really commend the United States Senate for actually doing, I think, what seems to be a thorough bipartisan job and trying to get to the bottom of what happened in regards to Russia and its interface with the American elections and its process in 2016. But I agree with Ford. I mean, it's important, and it's going to take discipline out of the White House as well as grown-ups in the House and the Senate on both sides of the aisle to come to the table and do things like tax reform, which I know is Grover's bailiwick, or things like infrastructure, which I think infrastructure will be a not necessarily an easy bipartisan win, but one of the easier ones that I think they can get a win on the board.
All right, I'm just looking up, we have a board. Our viewers don't know this, but over there I got a board with market on it, which is what I am looking at right now, and I'm looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average being up 66 points, and people are still feeling relatively positive about things there on Wall Street right now, Grover, because they are hopeful that no matter what, tax reform indeed will get done. As we've seen, and Ford mentioned from recent polls, this is what Americans want, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on.
Yep.
Does it happen soon? August, preferably?
I think we'll see significant tax reform along the lines that President Trump and the House Republicans have put together. Corporate rate down to 20%, individual pass-through rate of 25% for business income through subchapter S corporations. Absolutely, and the individual rates down to 33%, cap gain 16.5%. I believe this will happen. It's a lot easier to do, and it's a lot easier to do it permanently if you also get
Thank you, Grover. I got to leave it there. We got to take a quick break.